Good evening and salutations, my Jade fans. Carly. Carly is starting to get on my nerves at this point. She is really wearing my nerves thin. And as much as I don't like Nina, she's wearing my nerves. And this is the one thing, but one of many, that it's not just me, even Dion's Corner, Dion from Dion's Corner, is like, as much as I don't like Nina, Carly is wrong for this. And I'm pretty sure her actions start to even get him annoyed. The foolishness that she pulls in this episode, it is just wow. So Drew's not there telling Carly, you gotta tell the secret. You gotta sit there and let people know. Carly keeps making up excuses after excuses. She's like, it's not the right time, this, that, and third. And when the truth comes out about the donor, the original donor, that the plans fell through and everything like that. Instead of Carly saying, because Drew at this time was like, yo, you gotta sit there and tell the truth. Willow, Nina gotta get tested. We gotta get this done. Instead of Carly going to the doctors, telling Nina, getting her tested to make sure, yeah, okay, she is, her biological mother, but they still got to run tests and stuff like that to make sure that, everything is a go. Instead of her doing that, she decides to go to Willow's room to start saying that she's sorry and this, that, and the third. You know what she told Drew, which just really irritated me? Tell Michael I said that I'm sorry. And I'm like, no. You go and tell Michael that you're sorry. You don't sit there and tell him to be, to have him be your errand boy and deliver bad news. No. That's your job, okay? But you want to sit there and pass off the buck to him. Like, what are you doing? Just throughout this whole episode, just the level of stupidity that she was doing was just mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing in the sense that something this urgent, you think that she would just do the right thing right away, but she just made excuses and made detours and everything else. And I'm like, you can't be this dumb. Now, throughout the rest of this episode, it just gets very confusing and very muddied. And it's like, we'll start off with Gregory, right? I don't even like what is he doing at this point? He goes to Alexis's office and he practically is like, I'm thinking about being a journalist. What? 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 I mean, I know the idea is for them to get close and everything like that, but I'm just like, where did this come from? And I know he was there talking about, oh yeah, sometimes he used to help her research her stories and this, that, and the third. But I'm just like, this just feels like it came out of left field just to get those two in closer proximity. That is the only rhyme or reason why he just now, out of nowhere, out of being a professor for like, I don't know, 800 something years, he's like, yeah, I want to be a journalist. I want to sit there. I mean, I don't want to sit there and be a reporter. I feel like that's the young game, but, the young man's game or whatever. But, okay, sure. Um, Now, it was interesting when Brooklyn had to sit there and try to explain to Wiley, which, by the way, he's now in the credit scene, so, okay, in the opening credit scenes. But she had to sit there and try to explain to Wiley why Willow said that Nina was a bad person. And, it's been like 24 hours and I'm still just mind boggled by that. Why would she sit there and say something like that? Like, even Michael was just like, like, he's just like, what are you doing? Um, but she had to sit there and try to explain it the best way that she could. And then her and Chase pretty much just kind of read Wiley a bedtime story. And Chase decided not to go to the hospital because he felt like he would be in the way. Which, in all reality, I don't see how he would be in the way. I mean, he was with her first before Michael. You would think that he should really be there. But he just kept making those excuses, talking about, oh, I'll just be in the way, and how would it look? You know, her ex-husband being there. I was like, it would look like somebody who's concerned for Willow. You know, it would look like it would, a friend being concerned for Willow. But no, he was there because they had to sit there and so scene where it seems like for a little bit they're starting to get back. They're starting to get a little closer. You know, he wasn't as content. He wasn't as contentious with He wasn't as contentious with Brooklyn, and he looked at her a lot. He started to look at her a little bit differently after they both went to sleep. So I think that's the only reason why he was at the house instead of at the hospital. Because it's not like Brooklyn couldn't have handled Wiley by herself or read him a bedtime story. I mean, granted, yeah, you know, Wiley wants to hang out with Chase and stuff like that because apparently he's everyone's favorite uncle. But, okay. So Liz comes to see Cam, and, you know, she can tell that there's something off. He probably hasn't been home that much lately, just been kind of in and out, just kind of running in and out, and stuff like that. So she's like, all right, what's going on? And Cam is like, yeah, you know, me and Josh broke up, and, you know, it's all because of Esme and the whole revenge tape. And Liz had to sit there and explain to him, listen, that might have been a part of it, but she's like, usually a breakup like that is more than just one thing. Because he was so angry. And you know, the sad thing is that part of him probably knew, he probably knew that it was more than just the revenge, you know, the revenge tape or whatever, the revenge porno tape, because apparently I can't sit there and say the P word now. Um, but, you know, Liz helped him get to that conclusion, like, you know, it probably has a lot to do with other stuff and maybe you lying to her about Spencer and stuff, which, again, he probably knew it, and when he realized, it just made him more sadder. But, it was a nice little scene, I guess. It was a nice little scene. You know, I understood why Sonny went to go see Michael at the hospital, even though that he knew that they have a lot of friction and stuff like that. He still went there to be for him, you know, to be there for him. But it just made me wonder. Maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate, but Michael's already going through enough. Okay, he's already going through enough. He's worried about Willow. He's worried about the baby and stuff like that. You know that every time that you're in a room, just you breathing on planet Earth is enough to set him off. So I don't understand why you decide to go there to be with him. And the only other thing that actually annoyed me today, and there's, well, actually probably maybe two things, is because the original site that I normally go on to watch General Hospital hasn't been um hasn't been playing General Hospital in a hot minute. I remember somebody, I think her name was J Sam or the J Carly, I think. One of those two. But she was meant to ask me like, yo, the site that I normally go on, you know, they haven't been playing it. Which is so odd because that site plays every other soap opera or the other three soap operas except for that one. And I try to go on YouTube, and um the last 30 something minutes, or the last maybe five or whatever minutes, not 30, five or whatever minutes, I couldn't find. And I didn't want to sit there and wait, and it's already like 7 o'clock right now, and I'm going to be sitting there doing a live stream. So it just really didn't make any sense to really kind of push it back and not do the review. And So I figured I'd just kind of just do talk about at least the stuff that was actually there. Also, I forgot about the Cody and Sasha scene, but they didn't really talk about much. The only thing that was actually interesting is when he brought up Gladys, you know, during the whole guardianship and everything like that, because, Cody was like, oh, I know Gladys. I wonder if it's the same person. And, Sasha was like, oh, well, what Gladys is like when you see her. So at some point, they're probably all three of them going to have an interaction. Now, I doubt that he's going to probably out her because, that whole poker thing, is kind of like, don't tell, kind of like whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas or whatever. So I figure it's going to be one of those things. But, I feel like that's about it. I know it's not totally it, and I'm pretty sure I kind of covered the whole Gregory and Alexis thing. Because I also wound up doing this video like I don't know 3 times or whatever. So I ain't like how it came out, and also because I'm missing like 5 minutes of what's left on the show. But I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna ask people in this video a question, and this is just to probably move forward a little bit. You know, I don't know how to even phrase this question because I also do the live streams. So there's that. And I don't feel like changing my actual time. And I don't think it's probably going to be a problem in the future because usually, whenever I go on YouTube or whatever to watch the episodes, they usually give me the whole thing. But since I don't like leaving it at the last minute, there may be times because for whatever odd reason, it's not playing on that site. I may have to do the review a little bit later. Now, it's not going to always be the case, but um, I just want to know if it's okay. I know it's kind of a dumb question, um, but I do like to sit there and be considerate, or at least do a review so like this, even if I'm leaving out like the last 5 or whatever minutes. I like to be transparent with, the people that support me and stuff like that, so that's why I'm kind of taking time out to really talk about that. Anyway, just let me know what your thoughts are about that whole question. I feel like that's about it. TJ was in this episode for like, I don't know, 4 minutes. Okay, I was actually less than 5 minutes. And then we didn't see him again. I don't know what's going on with that character. I don't know what's going on with that actor. Because there's so many times that people are just underutilized. And I don't know the issue a lot of times is that I don't know if it's their choice or not. Like I heard from some people with Felix that it wasn't really his choice, that they just didn't really use him that much, and so he just decided to start doing other things because, you're not working and not paying you. So I don't know if that's the case with TJ. I don't know if that's the case with Molly. I have zero idea. Um, I also feel like there was something else I had to say, and I can't remember what it is. Can't remember what it is. Yep, I can't remember what it is. Hopefully, it'll come up during a live stream tonight, and I can sit there and we can just have a talk about it. But I feel like it was more of a question than anything else, and I just can't remember what it is. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video or live stream or both.